Style is what I have for you in this video. We will look at some fragrances you can check out this year, and rest assured, you will be in style and smell amazing. The fragrances I have picked are those I'll be wearing myself during the next few months. Every single one is from my personal collection. Originally, I had about 10 fragrances to show you, but you know how that goes.
I am so underdressed.
If I just had 10 fragrances. So I hope you don't mind if there are a few more for you to choose from. And you could always show this video to your spouse or lover. Who knows?
That's why you're my Valentine.
At first, I was going to separate or organize them, for the seasons. However, I'm not too big of a fan in categorizing fragrance. I might sprinkle some preferences in here or there. I hope you don't mind. But mostly I'm just going to grab them as they are in front of me and sort of off the cuff share what I think of the fragrance. You ready? Let's go. The first one that I'm going to hit you with is going to be one from YSL. It is going to be the Eau de Parfum, released in 2022. The benefit is you only have to get this one to get to enjoy the scent profile of the YSL La Nuit or the L'Homme line. This release has become the one that I go to when I can't make up my mind of which fragrance I want to wear from this line. Of course, the orange opening with sort of a boozy cognac note that could be a little bit stronger always helps me make a decision of which one to wear from this line. It's a really good one. Check it out this year. For you guys out there who still want the note of iris in your fragrance, the next one is what I will be wearing this year. And it's going to be a Narciso Rodriguez. I also wore this one last year, but I'll definitely wear it again this year. This one was released in 2022. It's For Him Noir Parfum. I wore this one a few times last year and I really, enjoyed it and loved it. I definitely will wear it again this year. It's such a wonderful iris fragrance. Did a really good job on this one. And of course, it will remind you of, the Dior Homme Intense and the Valentino Intense, although this one is not going to be quite as lipsticky as those.
Now, don't take this the wrong way, but yesterday you got jumpy talking about a lipstick.
This is a really great one. Tons of style. Smells great if you're still an iris lover. Now, I forgot to mention earlier, this list will have some niche and designer sort of mixed throughout. I don't think it really matters when, style is in question.
I don't want you stressing out about any of this.
And it just so happens the next one is a niche fragrance. This one is one of my absolute favorites of all time. It is going to be Musk Therapy, released in 2021. For some of you, this may be, a little bit too much, of a powdery floral, since it does have a magnolia note. However, this is creamy, it's citrusy, and it has some musk. It's truly heavenly for me. I love the way this fragrance dries down on my skin. I could wear this one every single day. Also, you can wear Musk Therapy pretty much anytime, anywhere, completely inoffensive. It's one of my favorites from the line. Next up, I have a fragrance when I'm not in the mood for something that is soft and mellow, but instead I want something a little bit darker, a little bit greener, a little bit on the earthier side. It is going to be Polo Cologne Intense, released in 2021. This is a beautiful green sort of aromatic fragrance with basil, some sage, some patchouli. Man, it's so good. It's sort of herbal freshness that will remind you of the original, how it used to smell, or at least what I remember how it used to smell when I was a kid. Of course, if you compare this one right now to the original, they don't smell anything alike in reality, at least the iterations today. But you know what? I don't mind. For me, it's about the memory that is attached to Polo Green, and this one
Damn, that hit the spot.
Makes me come back for this one time after time after time. Love this release. I do have another one that is also green. I'll be wearing this one. It's from Parfums de Marly and it's called Greenly. It has green in the name. It's a fantastic fragrance. The green note in this one is going to be apple. Greenly is fresh. It's slightly fruity due to the pomerose in here. Man, this one's so much fun. The crushed citrus leaves, also called petitgrain, give this one sort of a welcome tanginess. It has plenty of depth due to the moss and musk in the base as it travels towards the dry down. It's a beautiful fragrance. Love wearing this one in the summer when it's a little warm outside. Let's stay fresh for a minute or two. One of my favorite freshies is Dior Homme Cologne, and that's the one with the blue cologne on the bottom of the bottle. You see that right there? Released in 2022, this one right here is like an iced glass of fresh lemonade. Awesome and refreshing. Now it isn't really too sweet. It's got a little bit of sweetness in there, but instead it is sort of a little bit of a musky, sort of sexy scent. This 2022 is along the lines of Jimmy Choo's Man Ice. These are going to be somewhat similar. However, Dior Cologne is more refined and a little bit more elegant, and it's a little bit harder on the wallet. This piece of style is worth the price, in my opinion. Beauty. After looking at some fresh fragrances, let's look at a few with a little bit of a spice maybe or some darkness. One of my all-time favorites is from the house of Bentley, or the car company Bentley. It is Bentley for Men in its Absolute. Released in 2014, that's 10 years ago. It is a woody amber with contemporary notes of ginger, pepper, and resinous frankincense. Okay, I know frankincense isn't contemporary, but you know what? It works in this one. Absolute is a darker fragrance, but not so dark where, you could only wear it in the cold months. The ginger and papyrus in this one keep this one sort of, safe all year. Even the agar wood, the little bit of a oud touch, is tamed down by the cedar in the Stella fragrance from Bentley. One of my favorites from that line. We did have a polo fragrance earlier, and now we have, or I'm going to show you the 2023 Ralph's Club Elixir. It's my favorite from the Ralph Club line. This one is full of cardamom and grapefruit. It's a beautiful combo. I really enjoy when you first spray it. The earthy auras delivers sort of a slight floral iris nuance, kind of on the earthy side, combined with the popular note of sage. Makes this elixir a beautiful, stylish fragrance that dries into sort of a deeper notes of leather and patchouli. Each stage sort of has a bright note to keep it from getting too dark. The grapefruit at the beginning, at the top, the lavender sort of in the middle keeps it kind of from getting too dark, and then you have a green fir note at the base. Ralph's Club Elixir isn't super unusual or unique. However, it is inoffensive, therefore it's a good all-around fragrance that I'll be reaching for over and over this year. While we are at Elixir, I have to mention, the Green Goblin by Gucci. That's what I call it. It stays on your clothes forever. I will give this one some more wearing for sure this year. Also, the new Ombre de Abysses from Houbigant, released in 2023. These two have some similarities. Together, with Reflection Man, this one right here, these three have a little bit of similarity. If you like this kind of scent profile, you can watch an episode that I recorded a while ago comparing these three. I will link it for you in the description or at the end of this video. As for right now, these all have their own style, and I will be wearing all of them for sure this year. Ralph's Club Elixir wasn't too unusual. And my next one is definitely a bit on the unusual side in presentation and in fragrance for sure. And it is going to be Bad Boy Extreme from 2022. I mean, it is definitely an unusual presentation. Honestly, I'm not really too much of a fan of the Bad Boy line.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. It's not my thing.
However, I really do enjoy this one. It has some interesting notes like Opoponax, cacao, and there's some plum in there. A little bit on the green side, and the ginger gives it a little bit of a zing. Also, there's some patchouli, a little bit of smoke to give this one a little bit of a darker character, only to be disturbed by the sage and vetiver. It's really interesting. It's unusual and not your typical sort of designer scent. It is probably not everyone's cup of tea, since it's sort of all over the place and it doesn't really know what it wants to be. But I really do like it. The next one in front of me is going to be one that is not like the Bad Boy at all. It is Prada L'Homme Low and should be a staple in any collection. I mean, I still wear this one all the time, as well as the OG. L'Homme Low was released in 2017, and it is super clean and powdery. just gorgeous. It has a little bit of iris, a little bit of neroli. This fragrance will sort of remind you of a dryer sheet. You know, the thing that you put in the dryer to make your clothes non-staticky? It kind of smells like that if you were to hold it in the wind. Prada L'Homme Low is perfect. It's friendly. It is for any time and anywhere. You can wear this to work, to play. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a powdery and clean scent in the style of Prada. Sometimes I want a fragrance that is clean and fresh, just like the Prada, but doesn't necessarily smell like a fragrance. The kind, you know, you want to be more in the background. That's when I grab this Issey Miyake L'Eau de Ze pour Homme Eau de Cèdre, O.N. Cèdre, released in 2022. Now this one right here did not get much hype. It is a quieter fragrance, I get it. I'm surprised the hate it gets though. You know, it does say water or eau and cedar in the front, which is water and cedar. I mean, that's what you get. So, you know, I don't understand the hate. I do wish it lasted a little bit longer. However, this is a beautiful fragrance, cedar on a beautiful sort of airy note. It is a quieter style. Also, it is probably best for you to buy this one online for a deal so you can keep on spraying without breaking the bank. But it's really a wonderful fragrance and I love having this in my collection of Issey Miyakes. I do have one I will be wearing when I want something in between. Not so strong, but also not so heavy. And that's going to be a niche fragrance, and it's going to be Meander from Allways. This one released in 2020. Meander is sort of an earthy, woody fragrance with a slight nuance of powder surrounded by some florals like narcissus. It's a really nice one. Very, very different. The woody notes are sandalwood and cedarwood. And the scent profile will kind of remind you of, you know, Cartier's Declaration and a sort of Bulgari Pour Homme with some added resins and a big dose of pepper. Great fragrance for styling during the office in warmer weather in the days of summer. It's a beautiful fragrance. I'm looking forward to wearing this one. Meander from Allways, 2020. With summer on my mind, there is one that I always come back to year after year, and I absolutely love this one. It is going to be a 2012 release. It is Xerjoff's 40 Knots. This is a fantastic, luxurious fragrance for the summer with plenty of depth for almost all year if you live in a temperate climate. I think you could probably pull this one off if you wanted to get a whiff of summer in the winter. It's pretty powerful. It is close to a perfect summer fragrance for me with a ton of style. It is woody, it is smooth, it's almost creamy, it is still salty, it is still marine without the seaweed smell. It's a stellar performer in longevity and protection. 40 Knots, this one right here from Xerjoff, will definitely keep you in style all summer and beyond. These are some of the fragrances that I would be wearing this year. Of course, there are going to be many, many more, but these are a sure bet for me. Which fragrances will you rock this year? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear which ones you're going to totally rock this year. As always, remember, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. I want you to take care, always smell nice, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.